for that great introduction. Yes, I had the chance to become an Apple Distinguished Educator, and distinguished in me. I don't know if those go together so much, but it's great to be honored by Apple for some of the stuff that I've done over my 15, 16-year teaching career now. But really, the neatest thing about the program that I got to go to in Phoenix, Arizona this summer was the people that I was with. And you go to, there are 150 educators from all over the country there. And the first thing you think of when you're with these people is, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? And you see these amazing things, but as you spend time with them and you share ideas with them, you realize that they're just like us, and they have their own classrooms, and they go through everything that we do as educators. And I also want to stop here for a second, and I want to thank the people that are here that aren't educators, that you've decided to come spend the day with us. It speaks a lot to what's important to you as people. So yes, my name is Andy Losik. Teach Infotech here, which is a combination of library and media. Taught 4th, 5th, and 6th grade for 6 years before we innovated this program in 2000. And so it's been just a huge blessing for me in my teaching career to be able to watch something that we created almost blindly in 2000 grow into which is just a joy for me to come do with the kids and work on every day. And so that's something I've been really privileged in my teaching career, and I've been really privileged to be in Hamilton, where I've always been really supported by the administration, people like Barb and all the principals I've had, Dan and Tim Lyman and Rolf Timmerman. It's always been supportive, and I really appreciate that, and I'm really excited about Dave's willingness to get on board. And I mean, when we were going through the interview process, I was online, kind of not stalking, but checking out who this TiVo guy was, and I was like, oh wow! I was really nervous during those interviews, when that interview process was going. I woke up and I got on the laptop and I was reading about this stuff. I couldn't sleep because I was nervous about it. And then I find out who this TiVo guy is, and then I can't sleep because I'm like, oh, he's got to come here. It's got to work. And so that whole process has led us to where we are today. And so thanks for coming. And I told my wife, Kim, who's here, she's a great teacher from Saugatuck. I said, this thing is either going to be about 20 minutes long, or we're going to run out of time and I'll be like through 6 slides. So let's see how much we can get done, and then if there's some time left at the end, I'm going to take you out to some websites, show you some stuff. But big word, innovate. It can be a scary word, can be daunting, can be really exciting for some people. And so we kind of have to, it's kind of a culture that you have to build. And we'll get into that. But let's look at these guys.
Greetings, my excellent friend. Do you know when the Mongols ruled China? Well, perhaps we can ask him. Bill S. Preston, Esquire, and Ted Theodore Logan. Gentlemen, I'm here to help you with your history report. What? Bill, strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
And there are strange things are afoot in education, but to use this silly film, this silly example, what you just saw here was one of the first cinematic documentations or creations of an amazing piece of educational technology. If you go all the way back to the late 80s, and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. It's one of those films that kind of got dubbed as, oh my gosh, it's so stupid, it's funny, and it kind of cult following or whatever. If you're a teenager in the 80s like I was, it was just, oh, I had to see it, 2 or 3 times. And then it came out on video and all that. But these guys use a phone booth, a time-traveling phone booth, to go all throughout history so that the history can come alive to these guys. And these are traditionally some of the hardest students to reach. They're the burnouts and the guys with the band that don't have any interest in really being with school. And school didn't work and doesn't necessarily hasn't worked, for kids like this. And if you watch the whole movie, they use this phone booth, and they go to ancient Greece, and they go hang out with Genghis Khan, and they meet Joan of Arc and Sigmund Freud, and then they bring them to modern day or late 1980s Southern California, and they take them to the mall, and they just go crazy at the mall. Beethoven goes to the organ shop and just goes nuts there. And but really, when you think of it, it's just the perfect metaphor for what we have the ability to do now. Okay, we don't have a time-traveling phone booth. We don't even have phone booths anymore. Okay, because what killed the phone booth? The cell phone. And what do all of our kids, at least upper kids, carry in their pocket? They've got the cell phone, and that device that they carry in their hand, we can make all of this history come alive for them. And so one of the things for me that I'm really passionate about right now is making school work for all kids. And we know what has happened in the past as we've spent a year with those kids. Like, oh my gosh, June's coming, and if I can get to 3 more days with this kid, and then they kind of go on, and that happens. And through my experience with education and just working with kids in different settings, the kids that are the toughest to reach are the ones that need us the most, and they're the ones that are going to cost us the most if we don't do something. Now, the film goes on, and at the end, they have to do some type of presentation in front of the whole auditorium like this, the whole student body's there, and these kids have to give their history report. And you find out that these guys are immensely talented as musicians and creatively, and so they put on this amazing, elaborate stage show as their final report. And so it's always kind of been dubbed as, oh, that's just a silly movie from the 80s. But, uh-oh, my mouse went away. Connect that. I mean, that's the choice. Those were the 2 Bill and Ted movies. There was Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which was excellent. Whoops, now getting way too fast. And then there was Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, which the movie was a bogus journey when we went to. So, that's the choice. Okay. These guys right here, these are kind of my contemporary Bill and Ted a little bit. And they really relate well to the types of kids that we have in our classes now. I mean, we still have the Bill and Ted's there, but probably the most ear-splitting, annoying to parents TV show on Disney, just from personal experience when you're on the iPad trying to kind of read and wake up in the morning and your daughter comes out and fires this up. Actually has probably the best message out of anything that's on Disney. Because if you watch Phineas and Ferb, the whole gist of the show is that these 2 guys there's 104 days of summer vacation, and they have to find the right way to spend it. And then the song goes on, and school comes along just to end it. And, for them, all their fun and all their learning, they build rockets, and they climb the Eiffel Tower, and they explore the pyramids of Egypt, and all this stuff during their summer. And we have kids that are like that. Our daughter loves to sew. She goes over, she wakes up in the morning, wants to go over to my mom and dad's cottage by Hudson's Lake, and she wants to fire up the sewing machine. And we were talking the other night that these kids can do amazing things. We just have to give them the tools and then kind of get out of the way. And we have these kids, and these kids can often be as hard to reach in the classroom when we're thinking traditional curriculum and everything we have to get done with the glitz and standards and testing and assessment and DIBELS and all, all those things have their place, but it's hard to really give these kids the opportunity to just give them tools and go and get out of the way. And so, that's a challenge, because you have then the kids that do absolutely everything that you want as well. Now, here's a great example, and you'll shot right here, of the amazing things that kids can do if you just give them the tools and kind of get out of their way. One of the great programs that we have here at Hamilton is the high school script writing program. And it's a group of kids, and it's neat because it's an English class, but but they kind of form those writing abilities into filmmaking. So this is by Josh Wicker. And this is a video that he painstakingly put together. Mark Banke's the instructor there, and he builds in lessons and he teaches different film techniques. But this is really the magic